Like, obviously, it's no World Cup, but still, from a player's perspective, it must be such a special feeling to be in part of such a special occasion.
Well, any game you play as a professional player, and it doesn't need to be a World Cup final or Champions League final. The game you play, and I remember playing a quarterfinal of the FA Cup against Liverpool and losing 2-0 and coming back within, like, I would say 20, 25 minutes, scoring 4 goals. And it happens against me, where you win, you think you're comfortable, you win 3-0, and you lose 4-3, and you don't realize what's going on. So it's just something you will always remember in your life, especially when it goes your way. But it's what you want. It's what we love in the game. It's why we want to be into that game, because we know that everything is possible. And you know, from France, we always say, you know, be careful when you play against an English club, because everything can happen until and before the last whistle. So it's part of the culture of English clubs to never give up before the last second of the game. And it's why we love the Premier League, because we know that even on the last day, even if everything is written that Manchester is going to win the Premier League and Liverpool is going to finish second, that something can happen. And it happened again this season with that last fantastic day, and with a complete full of suspense, and you don't want to get out of your couch. You want to see all the games. You want to see what's going on. And I think even Salah, when he scored, I think he didn't know that City were leading. I don't know. He was very happy. Where I think he should not have been, because it was for nothing. But we love that game for that. And I remember, and we define people being good or coach being good because of maybe 5 minutes. I remember Guardiola at the press conference saying, you know what, when we played the Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain, the wall opened and we scored a goal and we were qualified for the next round. It's because of me, because I'm a great coach. Of course, he was teasing the journalists, but it's how we define a good coach or a bad one. Is the guy who was able to change something because of a substitution, or maybe have some luck. And luck is part of the game too.
And how we define drama, right? We have no connection to either one of these clubs, right? It's not like Stevie, who's watching Liverpool and honestly cannot watch in the same room as us because he gets annoyed about everything.
Yeah.
We have no connection, zero connection. And we're watching this game, and both of us are sitting like this. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my God! Right?
Yeah.
I was more manly.
Thank you, Dan. Look, I let my emotions flow, Dan. I'm not afraid of letting my emotions flow. But the point being that something like this, the only connection that we have is the love for this sport.
It's the drama.
Because it gives us something that you cannot, and Frank was just talking about a script. You cannot write it in a script. You can in your mind, maybe you can picture, you can think it maybe this way, maybe that way. Reality is much better, and when we can live it in moments like this, that's what makes it worthwhile.
As Jules mentioned, though, you take a look at the points total, and once again, it is massive. And once again, Liverpool so close to catching Manchester City at the top of the table. You take a look at the difference. Obviously, we saw last season a bit of an anomaly, but you take it back over the last 4 campaigns. 1 point separated them. Of course, this year, you go back to the 18-19 year as well. They won it in 2020. Luis, it is absolutely incredible how close these two teams have been over the last 4 seasons, considering, what's that, 38 times 4, whatever that might be, how many matches of playing, but there's still so little to separate them.
Yeah, we are not talking that they are doing that consistently, not only in Premier League, but in every single competition. They've been finally in the FA Cups, finally in Carabao Cups, they've been finally in Champions Leagues, semi-finals, so the amount of games that this team have been winning on a row for the last 5 years is just outstanding. I mean, we have to give so much credit for the both players, the both managers, and all the players involved, because definitely it's something that everybody was expecting from them, but we forget that they are Man United, they are Chelsea, they are Arsenal, they are Tottenham. They are teams that they are continue fighting, and they are tough, and the competition is very, very competitive. You can see that you can go away and lose and drop points against Watford or against Brighton, it doesn't matter. But if you want to be until the last game, like we've seen it once again this year, with options to win it, you have to have that consistency every single week in and week out. You cannot draw points. In the moment that you lose or draw a couple of games, you're out. You're out of the competition, and that's something very stressful because in the midweek you have the Champions League, the weekend you have the Premier League, then it comes the FA Cup, and you want to win every single trophy. That's something that in the beginning of the season we saw Liverpool thinking about winning the quadruple, having the chance of winning almost something that no one have done it before in England. But at the end, because of that small margins of both of the teams, they cannot get it. They cannot have this Premier League, and of course, they are still having the chance of winning the Champions League. But I think we are enjoying one of the most amazing moments in Premier League, having these two teams fighting and racing until the last game, winning the trophy. And well, we just have to enjoy it.
We talk about the drama, Frank, and we talk about the emotions from a Manchester City perspective. If you're a Liverpool player, is that level of disappointment maybe not quite as high considering what you've achieved this season and what you can still achieve, obviously, in the Champions League final? And in a way, you did your job today. You know, you beat Wolves. It was down to City. It was always going to be that way. Does that cushion the blow?
Well, I would say that it's a disappointment for the players, but they're professional players, and they can accept the fact that they were beaten by maybe a better team, let's say. But at the end of the day, they won the League Cup, they won the FA Cup. Within 6 days, they will have the Champions League final. So it's really quickly erased from your head to just think about the future and think what you can achieve. I mean, it's going to be a treble if they win the Champions League. So they won last year the Premier League. It's not like they are chasing the Premier League like they used to before they got that title last year. Now they can rest a little bit, compete against Manchester City, but if they don't get it, they can get something else. And if they get the Champions League again, you know, I mean, that's going to be something fantastic from the players.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.